Good afternoon, my name is Clint McCormick. I've been the race director for the Mercy Health Class A Marathon since 2009. Initially, I was a volunteer for the club and have since developed into a nationally recognized race director, seeing nearly 500,000 participants cross the finish line. During my 15 years of race management, one area of expertise that stood out as essential over any other, which tonight we will share some of the how and the why. My first Class A Marathon was an abnormally hot day in April, with temperatures reaching to the mid-80s. As a result, we implemented a water crisis plan during the race, on which we took all of our empty jugs to the area hotels, restaurants, and houses to make sure that our participants had water. But that wasn't sufficient to meet the need. As a result, we transported several people to the hospital, found out later that several other participants took themselves to the hospital post-race. All in all, about 20 people required IVs. It was very stressful to encounter the world of race directing, but one that left a better appreciation and sense of responsibility to that role. Immediately after, and since, we have had a medical director and a hospital network involved to aid in the planning, the execution of participant safety, and all the events that I'm now involved with, whether it be our training programs, our low-key 5K, the RRCA National Championship Marathon. I can rest assured at night, knowing that proper care will be provided from start to finish because of the partnership developed with the Mercy Health and emergency medicine and sports medicine teams. Most medical care incidents occurring at road races happen at the finish line, and we have a team ready to respond. While most people finishing look horrible, we train our staff to walk and talk with the participants as they come across the finish line to be able to react accordingly to issues that the runner may not recognize themselves. Our first guest is an avid runner and a frequent competitor, a member of the racing team, and a finish line patient. Linda McCown.
Yeah, Linda. Thanks, I think. It was funny because I had someone reach out to me and said that they were looking for somebody that has used the PT services as well as the finish line services, and I fit all those slots. I've been thrown into ice tubs at the end of the race. I've been cared for. I've been packed in ice. I've had all kinds of things done. So, part of 10 years ago, I was diagnosed. I have a neuromuscular disease. It affects me being able to run in the heat. It affects me in a lot of other ways. Every time I step up to the start line of a race, it's a risk that I'm taking on. With having Mercy Team there allows me to know that someone has my back. If something happens, I will be cared for. I will be taken care of. There's a lot of times I reach out to people ahead of time before the race and say, hey, you gonna be there? Just looking for that? Yeah, I'll have your back. And it's comforting knowing that. It's comforting to me to know that I can go out, I can push myself, I can race, and if something happens, it's gonna be okay. They've taken care of me in the past, they'll take care of me now. The other people that it's comforting for is my family often goes to the race with me. This is hard for me to talk about. The last thing I want for them to see is something bad happen to me. I know when I step out there to run that they have the faith in that team. They're aware that they're there. They are encouraging me to still go out and run, even though I'm taking the risk to go do that. Beyond being an athlete and being appreciative that they're there for me, for my family, I'm also a coach. As I'm looking at it, I see a lot of you that I'm either currently coaching, have coached in the past, or have spent a lot of miles running with. You all know that when you spend that much time running with people, you talk and you talk and you spend time and you get to know their families and you get to know them as more than just a person I'm coaching. And so when you're out there doing that and you're saying, you're going to do great, it's going to be wonderful, you're going to go out, you're going to reach your goals, that you go out there and you feel confident knowing that I'm putting you out there, and if something happens, I know there's people that will have your back. I've had athletes that had needed services in the past. It's a huge comfort to know they're there to take care of all of us. So I guess on behalf of myself, my family, my athletes, thank you so much to the Mercy team for all you give us, for our courage to go out and conquer our goals, to be able to continue to enjoy doing what we do. So thank you.
Okay, so in addition to our finish line team, we also focus on mobile response teams. We often have bike teams, gators, golf carts, on-course medical tents, and ALS units on standby throughout the course, especially with the Mercy Health Class A Marathon. One thing we have learned over the years is that a medical emergency can happen anytime, anywhere, to anyone, that there's a population density, and it can happen anywhere on the course. All this to say, I am grateful that proper planning and a bit of good fortune allows me to introduce our next guest. Nancy Wells is an experienced runner with over 40 half marathons, 24 full marathons under her belt. On April 28th of this year, about 5 miles into her run, things turned critically wrong. I'm relieved and grateful that Nancy is here to share her story tonight.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to come speak with all of you today. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the first responders, the Mercy Medical team, the spectators, and the runners who assisted when I went into cardiac arrest during the half marathon back on April 28th. I would not be standing here today if it weren't for their swift actions, performing CPR, and other life-saving techniques until I could get to the hospital. While I don't have much memory of that day, I have no doubt the story would have ended differently had I not been where I was. They all literally saved my life. After spending a few days in the hospital, I was able to go home to Cleveland and finish my care. The medical staff in Toledo told me they don't normally see people walking out of the cardiac ICU. It was very humbling, to say the least. My sports cardiologist at the Cleveland Clinic told me what happened was a fluke and running didn't do this to me, thankfully. Under her care and with extensive cardiac rehab, I know I will be up and running again. I also want to thank my fellow runners. I always knew the running community was a tight-knit group, but the love and support I received from everyone in the Toledo area was a blessing to myself and my family. I'm not gonna lie, it's very easy to go down that road of why did this happen to me? But I try to tell myself it just was not my time. I have some low moments, but I have my wonderful husband and my kids to remind me to snap out of it and keep moving forward. As I continue on this journey of recovery, I am filled with gratitude. When I needed help, a whole community of strangers came together and gave me my life back. My survival was a direct result of all of their efforts. I look forward to returning to Toledo for the Glass City Half next April 27th, which coincidentally is my 29th wedding anniversary. I can't think of a better way to return to racing than to spend it in Toledo with all of you. I hope to see a lot of you there. Thank you again from the bottom of my healthier heart.
So this is the part that I have to go off script a little bit and recognize a few people that are here and talk about the probably 9 months of planning that goes into an outcome like this. So in the audience, we have a few people that most of you recognize. They work a lot of our finish lines. Jeff Swartz and Aaron Sage. You want to just raise your hand and say hi? Thank you very much. To my left, our medical director, Dr. Nick Sauber. So it's his tutelage that is keeping us going and making sure that we have the right people in the right place at the right time. All that to say, 2016 really became the turning point in event medicine in this region when Mercy Health signed on to be our title sponsor for the Glass City Marathon. Through this partnership, we have developed run specialty care with the embedded PTs of their training programs, enhanced the focus of our course and finish line care at over 25 races throughout the year, and have developed a world-class event medicine team showcased at the Toledo Roadrunners Annual Marathon. It's through proper relationship management, a shared vision, that I'm happy to introduce Bob Baxter, President of Mercy Health, an avid runner himself, who not only finishes at the Mercy Health Class C Marathon, but also the elusive Boston Marathon. Bob.
Thank you, Clint. And thank you, Linda and Nancy, for sharing your personal stories and your love of the sport and overcoming personal adversity to continue to pursue it. And I'm just incredibly proud that Mercy Health could be part of that journey for you. So thank you so much for sharing. And speaking of journeys, this has really been just an incredible journey with Clint and the Mercy Health Glass City Marathon. We often talk about our commitment to health and well-being of the community. Well, I can't think of a better example of living our promise than the partnership we've had with Toledo Roadrunners and our involvement in the Mercy Health Glass City Marathon. This partnership has always been so much more than just putting our name or title on a logo or on signage. It's always been about helping thousands of runners every year achieve their goals, runners like Linda and Nancy. Many of us know people who've turned their lives around in part due to running, where they've been able to access the activity. It's one of the most accessible activities I can think of. Lace up a pair of shoes, find a sidewalk, and go and be active. You don't have to have access to any special equipment. You don't need an expensive membership. You can just go do it. And I think the marathon is all about access, which is what Mercy Health tries to be about too. It's access to high quality care. It's access to our primary care. It's access to our facilities, as well as, regardless of who you are, what your circumstances are, access to Mercy Health. So our goal is to make wellness accessible, along with access to great care for anyone who needs it. And we believe at Mercy Health, the Mercy Health Glass City Marathon has certainly done that. But don't take my word for it, let the numbers tell the story. Mercy Health signed on as the title sponsor of the marathon in 2016. With that came our commitment to provide medical assistance to the race. Our goal was to provide medical services to any runner or spectator who needed it, either on the course or at the finish line. And so each year, about 90 EMS, physical therapy, orthopedics, sports medicine providers are on site race weekend to respond to emergencies. And that's whether it's rain, extreme heat, or cold, they're there. A sincere thank you, and I know some of these folks have already been recognized, but they deserve to be recognized again, to each of these teams and leaders such as Dr. Nick Sauber, who serves as the medical director of the event, and also thank you to our on-site athletic director, Aaron Sage, who's here. What a comfort to know you are all there on the course in case we need you. Additionally, I want to recognize our physical therapy team and running specialists, frankly, the best running program anywhere in the country, who have tirelessly worked to ensure that area runners are ready to pound 26.2 miles of pavement. Over the past 9 years, our PT team has seen over 2,700 runners in the weeks and months leading up to the marathon. These runners thank you for your guidance, and I thank you for your dedication to them. In particular, thank you to our physical therapists, Jeff Swartz and Dana Pierwitz, who've always gone above and beyond during marathon training season and after. And as many of you know, if you're training, if you've run a race, if you've gone to physical therapy at Arrowhead or over at the YMCA, I'm pretty sure Jeff and Dana have cloned themselves. They're everywhere all the time, just doing amazing things for the running community. The Mercy Health Glass City Marathon would not be the world-class event it is without all of your time and talent. So continuing down the numbers, what's it all mean? Well, in the last 9 years, about 60,000 runners, including more than 11,600 full marathoners, have participated in the Glass City Marathon. If that's not a testament to the well-being of our community, I really don't know what is. Which is why Mercy Health is excited to announce today that we have officially signed on to continue our sponsorship of the marathon into 2025 and beyond. In fact, we've committed to serve as the title sponsor for the next 5 years. So the best part of that means that you get to continue to see our medical teams and our running specialists who will be there to make sure you're ready for the challenge and that you have a safe experience while you accomplish your own personal goals. And while all the numbers I've shared with you are certainly impressive, this also means that we know the Mercy Health Glass City Marathon is going to continue to grow as well. So thank you all for coming today, and thank you for sharing your annual picnic with us as we announce this exciting commitment to the running community. We'll be looking forward to seeing you on the starting line Sunday, April 27th, 2025, and we'll be ready to welcome you when you cross the finish line. Thank you.
He's a little taller than I am. All right, so our final speaker of the night is one that doesn't say no, is at almost every running event on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Wednesday, whatever it might be. Created several low-key social events, the Sunday runs, I think what we call ice cream runs rather, the coffee runs, and it's just a great asset to our running community. The president of the Toledo Roadrunners Club, Terry Curtis.
Thank you, Clint. Good evening. I want to welcome everybody here. As Clint said, my name is Terry Curtis. I'm the president of the Toledo Roadrunners, and it is my honor to share this exciting announcement with Bob Baxter and Mercy Health. As most runners in our area know, Mercy Health has been the title sponsor of our premier event, the Mercy Health Glass City, for the past 9 years. Over that time, we've built a strong partnership. And we are excited that it's going to continue for at least the next 5 years, and hopefully beyond that. You will continue to see Mercy Health at all of our training events. We get the physical therapy training, or the physical therapist, Jeff and Dana, who come to most of our training events and are at most of our events throughout the year. We are grateful for this partnership between Mercy Health and Glass City and Toledo Roadrunners. We strive to put on an amazing race weekend for all of our participants. This excellent experience would not be possible without Mercy Health support and sponsorship. It takes year-long preparations to get everybody safely to the start line. If they had injuries, during training, and then also out on the course. Our physical therapists help get you there. During marathon weekend, you'll find Mercy's medical team on the course and at the finish line, helping when the need arises. On the course, the medical team has protocols in place and are able to quickly assist when a medical emergency happens, such as with both Nancy and Linda. And many others. I'm sure you can talk to many people and they'll tell you their great experience with Mercy Health. For the past 4 years, I've had the pleasure of being at the finish line and seeing the medical staff in action. We've had a few pretty hot years recently, along with a few snowflakes. But the medical team was always ready and willing to help. As soon as runners came across the finish line, they were there to grab them, whether they were dehydrated or had other medical needs. The medical team was quick to respond to every single runner coming across the finish line. Last month at one of our other club events, the Towpath Trail, Mercy Health was out on site. The medical team on the course was able to assist somebody who was injured. The medical team at the finish line alerted the race director, Tim, and myself right away. They kept us up to date. They sent extra people out on the course. Turns out the injury was not one of our runners, but somebody who fell on a bike. But just the action and the dedication of the Mercy staff tell you how they are with every single person out there. They respond immediately, no matter what the issue is. And that's a response that I've seen repeatedly with the Mercy Health team. And I want to thank Mercy Health for the continued renewed confidence in the Toledo Roadrunners. Our running community would not be the same without your support and help. Moving forward, we look forward to seeing Mercy Health at more Toledo Roadrunners events, continuing to strengthen our partnership over the next 5 years with Mercy Health as the title sponsor of our Mercy Health Glass City Marathon. We will see you at the start line April 27th, 2025. Registration opens Labor Day, and we'll see you at the start line. Thank you.
That's it. Let's go run. Thanks for coming, everybody.